What's up, Giants fans? Just wanted to hop on here because I just had to get this off my chest. I'm hearing a lot of reports, especially after the Super Bowl. Richard Sherman talking a lot of shit on Matthew Stafford, saying that the Hall of Fame, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, is at such a low bar right now that basically anyone's getting in. And he expressed his thoughts on Matthew Stafford. Is he a Hall of Famer now that he won a Super Bowl? And he said no, because he was never an All-Pro. He was never the best quarterback that year, never an MVP. He wasn't even the Super Bowl MVP. He's not even in top 10 in any passing quarter category yet. And granted, and mind you, he was the Detroit Lions franchise quarterback for basically his whole career up until this year. He was on some god-awful teams. He was on a winless Lions team, I believe. Or maybe they had one win. I'm not sure. But he was on some awful teams. And as of now, he probably is right. He's going to have to get some more playoff wins under his belt and a couple more accolades accomplished before he's actually a Hall of Famer. But it's hard-pressed to say that, man, if he was on just a better organization his whole career, he would likely be in the Hall of Fame, or at least a shoo-in at this point, even with one Lombardi. I mean, he did have one of the greatest Hall of Fame receivers on his team, Calvin Johnson. And some people are saying Calvin Johnson shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because he hasn't played that long enough. But when he's on a shitty team on the Lions, you have to just put that in effect and just really think to yourself, is this guy better on a better team than he is on a shitty team? But I just want to bring this up because a lot of people are mentioning Eli Manning's name since they're talking about Matthew Stafford's Hall of Fame eligibility when he does indeed retire, probably a couple years from now. But Eli Manning has been retired for 2 seasons. He's 3 more seasons away until he's eligible to be on the Hall of Fame ballot. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say he's a first ballot Hall of Famer because he's not. Like Richard Sherman said about Stafford, Eli Manning was never the best in his position, or even probably one of the best, except for maybe the 2011 Super Bowl run he had when he said that he believes he was in Tom Brady's class. But other than that, I think he made a couple Pro Bowls. He was never an All-Pro. But the one thing he has over Matt Stafford is he has the stats. And I know Stafford has stats as well, but Eli's like top 8, I think, and top 5 maybe in fourth quarter comebacks. He beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. He has the most passing yards in the entire postseason run. He has the most, I believe, tied maybe, or maybe Drew Brees beat him, but he had the record for the most road playoff wins, which were 8 in his career. He has a better playoff percentage than Aaron Rodgers. He has yards. He's top 10 in all passing categories. Had the record behind Brett Favre for most consecutive starts. If it wasn't for McAfuck benching him for Geno Smith, he would have had the record. He was an Iron Man, never got hurt, played in the toughest city, biggest market, never complained. Playoff games, especially that NFC Championship game against the 49ers, he got his shit pushed in. He was getting clocked all over. Still threw 50 yards, still threw the ball 50 fucking times. Still won it in a monsoon hurricane weather out in Candlestick Park that year. He went down at Lambeau twice, once in the fucking cold, and beat Brett Favre. And then he went a couple years later and beat Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau against a 15-win Packers team. Those right then and there put him in the Hall of Fame. Now, when you compare him to Matthew Stafford's probably a better quarterback overall, but position-wise and just clutch genes, I'm giving that to Eli Manning. And I truly believe he may not be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I think he's going to be in the Hall of Fame just because of his last name, as well as the quarterback of the New York Giants, and he won 2 Super Bowls, and you beat Bill Belichick and Tom Brady in both of those games. That right then and there, that solidifies you into the Hall of Fame. And I guarantee you he will be in, maybe not first ballot, but likely second ballot. it does help having his last name be Manning. But regardless, if you're a New York Giants quarterback and you bring 2 Super Bowls to the city and to the fans, you are a lock to be in the Hall of Fame. Again, it may not be first ballot, probably won't be, but he will be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Joe Namath, who is arguably the worst quarterback to ever make it into the Hall of Fame, he has more interceptions than touchdowns. He has more losses than wins, and he is in the Hall of Fame, all because he predicted a Super Bowl victory over the Baltimore Colts and Johnny Unitas. Eli Manning has way better stats than a lot of Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Yes, I get it. It's more of a passing league during his era than it was before. But, I mean, he's got more touchdowns than Aikman, Elway, Namath, Unitas, Marino. Maybe not Marino, but all I know is Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer. A lot of you pussy-ass Eagles fans will disagree. You guys think Donovan McNabb should be in the Hall of Fame. You guys are out of your fucking mind. That pussy will never be in the Hall of Fame. No quarterback that throws up in the huddle on the biggest stage in the biggest game of their lives deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Also, he lost 4 straight NFC Championship games. Eli Manning is 2-0 in title games. He is 2-0 in Super Bowls. He defeated the undefeated Patriots, quite possibly the best team ever assembled, and he did it on the biggest stage of his career at 27 years old. He's a shoo-in. He's a lock. Hall of Famer. Mark that down. I want you guys to give me your thoughts and opinions on this. Do you think Eli Manning, Elijah Rain Manning, Eli, number 10, do you think he is a Hall of Famer? Again, it doesn't have to be first ballot, just plain and simple. Do you think when this is all said and done, will Eli Manning be in the Hall of Fame? I say yes. Give me your thoughts and feelings. Hey guys, just want a heads up. I'm only 5 subscribers away from 1,000. I would appreciate it if you could tell all your friends to follow and subscribe. I need 5 more to be 1,000. Let's get this going, guys. Let's go Giants.